Yeah, hey, my little diary. I don't know which date is today. Today's full moon in Pisces, right? Yeah, but like, I had this not idea, but like a little idea that I was like not meditating on. I cannot find words, but I was like, you know, envisioning it, thinking about it a lot of times. It came from the fact that, for example, me, I'm not into drinking alcohol. I mean, like, I drinking alcohol is alright, but seeing people around and all they do is drink alcohol. I mean, like, for example, you have a guy who works at the fabric, right? Like in manufacturing, blah blah blah, thing where he works from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening, and all he does is wake up at 4, comes back at home at 6, gets a beer, drinks that beer like 1 to 3 or 5, then goes to sleep and wake up, and everything repeats again and again. And I saw people like that, who get their enjoyment from drinking. And it's like, imagine, I mean, like, now in today's like generations like me and stuff like that, we have more stuff to be like focused on and enjoy. But like back then, imagine you have like your grandpa who still drinks, but he was drinking since he was like 14. And it's like, how you even get like how you even get the interest in drinking, it's like maybe the same way that you do something over and over again and you just get super bored about it, And I was thinking maybe to some degree that's why you have all these different types of activities nowadays. You have such a big variety of different activities that you can do. It's not like something that you um, did back then, but maybe back then you were like more invested into it because okay, back then let's say you're very getting back to one of your grandpa's lives. Let's say maybe grand 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 grandpa or grand grandpa and just grandpa. So they were like more invested in their own shit because shit was not building as easily as it is being done today, I guess. That, for example, people get bored, and people get bored due to the fact that they get so goddamn lost that they don't find shit that to be invested into and shit like that. Because you can invest into career, but if your career is based on of you just getting money, and that's the only way that you go up, and that's the only reason for you to be invested into your career is to get money, then it's kind of boring. Because on the other side you can have because imagine, okay, you're going to the same office, you're doing the same shit over and over again and shit like that. Just like the longer you sit there, the more money you get. I mean, like, the more your paycheck gets. So for example, you're sitting there for you're sitting there the second year, and you are sitting there the fifth year. So the fifth year you will get a bigger paycheck than you had when you were like sitting there for like 2 years and shit like that, right? But you have also another side of you investing your you have also another side of you investing yourself into your career, where you are actually are developing yourself in a way, as for example, in a what the fuck in a way, as for example, you being a football player, right? Where you do the same actions but you count them and you um, shape them up and you make them better, so you are actually developing in some type of way, right? So you can have those careers, or you can have just, I guess, careers where you just get more and more and more, bigger and bigger and bigger paycheck, right? So getting back to the grandpa's situation, yeah, back then people were like more invested because first of all, to some degree, I think you had to get your own food and blah blah and shit like that, right? I mean, like, I'm not saying that they were like more masculine, but they were like doing more quote unquote masculine shit that is portrayed, right, in maybe in our society, where you are able to fix your flat, where you are able to fix your car, where you are able to not only get bread, get money, but you also did something besides that, right? And in today, uh, like society, I'm speaking more, I guess, about my generation and people who are like 13, 40 years old, maybe, like, I don't know. Yeah, it can concern every person, to be honest, but it would concern them in the way that what they're doing with their time, you know. Are investing into themselves, or this thing that they do is like, okay, I have to do this, therefore I'll be able to mm, pleasure myself, right? So therefore I will be able for me to get that money. I have to get that money. I have to go to this 9 till 5 job and shit like that for me to get money. Therefore I'll be able to buy beer, right, and psych myself up and shit like that. So yeah, then because I'm next to my flat and I don't think I'm gonna speak for 27 minutes and shit like that. Yeah, so the moral of the story is just that I wanted to say that um, you have all these different type of activities that you can do, and maybe it's due to the fact that just to drink beer is not interesting anymore, right? And you have a lot of people just doing different stuff like hiking, traveling, doing extreme sports and shit like that. But if you go to the root of it, it's all kind of based on the reflections that you get. You cannot see them. Oh, you can see the moon. Talking about the reflections. Oh no, it's not the moon though. This is the moon. Talking about the reflections, right? Of the light. Um, yeah, and you have all these different type of activities, but the root cause, which is like you getting reflection, you know, you are getting some type of emotion. Because you need to get some type of reflection, you know, when your day is gray. Um, you just get hell depressed. But when you do some type of extreme activity, like I don't know, jumping, diving, climbing on the Mount Everest, you get some type of, let's say, dopamine or other thingies that make your blood go, that make your blood rush, that make your shit move and shit like that, right? And if you can look it in the way that just people having different kind of buttons for them to get that what they are seeking for. And I guess the more buttons you have, the more maybe detached you are, and the more buttons you have to have for you to be able to write. Mm, that's for you to be able to um, let's say all this for you to be able to put your shit together and like express it, you know. So let's say, for example, one person may have one button, one controller for him to say, let's convert the controllers and buttons into words, right? Let's say a person will need only one word to say to describe something, which will be, for example, a beach, and the other person may need a whole paragraph to describe the same word, right? To describe a word beach. So it's something like that. I hope you get the idea. If not, I'll just like maybe green key, green me. If you don't get the idea, I'll try to expand on it. But I'm just going home. The whole street hears me talking, listens to me, you know, and shit like that. And Yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to say. That, for example, yeah, but like even the example with like Mount Everest, climbing Mount Everest, depending on what you do that for, what is the reason, what is the intent? Are you challenging yourself, or you are just trying to get the type of emotion which will psych you up and make your blood rush and make you smile to some degree? Just like that. But yeah, we live in such a world where people don't get enjoyment from even just being alone with themselves one on one. They have to have headphones. They have to plug headphones in because silent when they're sitting in silence, they don't receive no goddamn emotions from that shit, right? So yeah, so I would just say, doesn't matter how many buttons you have, or what you do, or game pads that you have and shit like that. The most important shit is the reason why you're doing this for. Don't be selfish. Even like feeding your ego is also like a thingy that people use, because it gives some type of reflection, some type of reaction, and makes your blood move, right? That's it.